Okay, we're going to do I Shall Be Released. The version the band does is in the key of E. So let's just go through a verse and a chorus, and then we'll explain the whole structure.
They say everything can be replaced, but every distance is not near. So I swear I've seen every face of every man who put me here. I see my light come shining from the west down to the east. Any day now, any day now, I shall be relieved.
Okay, so that's how the band plays it, in the key of E. And that chord structure is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what does that mean? Let's look at the key of E. Okay, here you have the key of E, and the major scale, which is the Do, Re, Mi song, is going to be E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp. And then it kind of resolves on another, an E, an octave higher. But each of those notes has an interval number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The chords of the E major key are either uppercase, the Roman numeral 1, for a major chord, or lowercase for a minor chord. In the chords of E major, there's 3 major chords, 3 minor chords. That fourth one, which is the 7, it's lowercase, but it's a diminished. So it's basically a minor, but we take the 5th and we lower that. And it's not really a often used chord. So this is how we come up with, I said the chord structure of the song is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So anytime you're playing with another guitar player or another musician and they say, oh, play the 2 chord. Well, in the major key, the 2 chord is a minor. If they say play the 4 chord, it's a major. All right. And this doesn't change no matter what key you're in. We just happen to be in the key of E today. So in the song I Shall Be Released, we're playing the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 in that sequence. So if you look at the chords we're playing an E major, an F sharp minor, a G sharp minor, an A, and a B. And that's the song, and that just loops, all the way through. Now, there's a couple ways you can play those chords. Of course, the E major, we're playing just like a normal E major. The F sharp minor, rather than barring it, although you could, and then you can slide up and play the G sharp minor, I tend to play this, what I call the Melissa chord, where I'm just fretting those 3 strings right there. I'm not barring, so I'm not fretting the E or the B string, but I'm playing them. I'm letting them rings. Okay, it kind of gives it just a different sound. So that's what I'm calling an F sharp minor, although with those other notes in it, there's probably a different name for it, but we're going to call it an F sharp minor. And if we slide that up 2 frets, that's the G sharp minor. Same thing. We're kind of ringing the E and the B note, which probably are not in the G sharp minor, but it sounds good, and to me, we're going to call that a G sharp minor. So anytime you have an F sharp minor or a G sharp minor in a song, many times you can play that chord. Then the A and the B, rather than, which you could play, A and a B, or you can play A and a B. What I do is I continue to let the high E and the B string ring.
I shall be released.
So so I'm fretting, and you can fret that low E string with your index finger, or you can wrap your thumb, and then these fingers kind of play that E major shape, up on the, playing kind of like a bar chord, but that's an A, and then I just slide it up to a B. It might be easier, to use your index finger, but these are 2 chords that are worth adding to your arsenal You can bar the whole thing. The only thing with barring a chord and sliding up, this index finger, especially for newer players, it gets tiring. A bar chord, if you go through a whole song playing bar chords and your fingers get tired. So that's why I kind of sort of fret each individual string with those fingers, just like I would if I was barring, but I'm not barring. I'm either just putting an index finger on that. So it's a lot less stress on that finger because you're not trying to hold down 6 strings. Or if I can wrap my thumb. Okay, so there are the chords,
They say everything can be replaced.
F sharp minor.
Yet every distance is not near.
And that's the loop through the whole song. That's kind of how you, talk about, chords if you're no matter what key you're playing in. Once you get that major scale, I'll put down the key of C here and see what we come up with. Okay, so here is the key of C. The major scale is, there's no flats or sharps. It's just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Kind of repeats. They're all numbered. The interval 1 is the root or the first chord. D is the 2 chord. E is the 3 chord. The 3 note. F is the 4. G is the 5, etc. And the chords of the C major scale: uppercase 1, it's a C major. Lowercase 2 is a D minor. Lowercase 3 is an E minor, and so on. F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and back to a C. So I shall be released, same chord progression, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you don't have to say, 1 major, 2 minor. It's always going to be that way when you're playing the chords of, a major key. So if we fill those chords in, the 1 chord is the root or the C major, D minor, E minor, F, and G. So they're the 5 chords. So if we're playing a song in the key of C, in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chord progression, it's...
Let's say everything can be replaced. Yet every distance is not near. So I swear I've seen every face of every man who put me here.
And that's it. Now look, if I like those chords better, all right, but I can't sing it there. Let's see if I can.
You see, everything can be replaced.
That's a C and a D minor, E minor now.
Yet every distance is not near.
Okay, see, and there I'm playing in the key of C, but I'm capoed up. Where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm capoed up. So instead of a C for the bass player, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, playing in the key of F. So I'd have to change everything. But I could tell the bass player, hey, we're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the key of F. So what he's going to do, he's going to get his bass. The F is the 1, so he's...
They say everything can be replaced.
I'm just going to go up the scale.
Yet every distance is not near.
And that's it, because that's the major scale. But that's how you get those Roman numerals, and that's I shall be released. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good luck.